I figured it out, Jax. I figured it out. You see, these people, they have emotions, they have intellect, they have feelings, but they don't have a soul. A soul is something that is able to ascertain higher knowledge. In fact, a soul is comprised of higher knowledge. The soul is a collection of information of higher knowledge. And that's where you get that funny vibe from when you pass and when you're walking by HPBs. Because when a soul passes by an HPB, it creates a static. It creates a static charge. And that's what you be feeling. You're feeling that static charge. You see, it's like your energy, when it passes by them, it creates a negative charge. That's what it be. That's where that funny vibe comes from. That's what it is. See, they got all of the components of what you would call a person, but they missing that soul. They missing that soul. That's what it is. And this thing is designed so intricate that if you're not aware of what's taking place, it'll trick you. It'll trick you. Let me tell y'all something. This entire world is nothing but a spider web. This entire world is just a spider web. It's a soul-catching spider, and it eats your soul. The HPB realm is like a spider web. But see, if you don't got good sight, you can't detect a spider web. You'll walk right into it. I'm back. HPB that came in my area. See, for the veterans, you know what left side is doing. Walmart employee. They got Cashy Original. I'm sorry. You dropping stuff everywhere?
Never fails.
Yeah. They got Cashy Original. Y'all see what I'm doing. They got Cashy Original, Honey Bunches of Oats. Yeah, I'm FaceTiming you. Yo, what up, bro? Yeah, they got Cashy Original. They got Honey Bunches of Oats with almonds. Which cereal you want, man? I'll be back, y'all. I'll be back. All right, it's raining out here. I gotta get to my car. I had to get out of the store because I just won't feel in it no more, y'all. I gotta get to my car now. It's raining. I'm not gonna melt, so it ain't no big deal. Just thought it would make the video more interesting. Now, where did I park at? Okay, I'm right there. Oh, man. See, I was using another lady as a decoy, right? So I had asked her a question just to blend in and whatever when I was recording, when I had turned the camera off, right? And just to look in her eyes, man, it was just icky feeling, man. I was like, ugh. But now, I'm back to my vehicle. All right. Woo! We back in business. All right. Where do we leave off at? Now, this thing, man, it's a spider web, but it's an intellectual spider web. You see, in nature, they got octopuses that, as a matter of fact, I'll be back. I got a story to tell you. I'll be back. Yeah, I'm back. See, where do we leave off? Okay. This spider web is very, very intellectual. It's very deceptive, okay? Now you have to understand that in nature itself, you have certain animals and things that can mimic reality. It can morph into a pseudo form of reality. Now the story I have to tell you is about this octopus named Organism 46B. Now you can look this up. Organism 46B. I'm gonna give you a quick rundown of what happened. It was these Russian scientists, and they was in the Antarctic, and it's like this lake underneath the ice. The ice, once you dig down deep enough, it opens up, and it's this hollow area, and it's warm because something about the ice insulates the water beneath it, so it maintains a certain temperature. So they drilled down real deep till they got to the bottom of it. And at the bottom of this ice shelf, it's a lake. It's called Lake Vostok. Some Russian word, Lake Vostok, something like that. Okay? So they sent a team of research divers down the wormhole that they drilled. And you know how they got those cages, those shark cages? So they sent the research team down, and they came upon this strange octopus thing. They say this thing was huge. It was real big. I don't know the exact size. But anyway, this thing ended up killing one of the team members. Because what it did, it morphed to look like one of the divers, one of the research team divers. So you know how sometimes they'll get out the cage and they want to brave nature and look nature in the face. So they got out of the cage and they was like swimming around the cage. So this Organism 46B thing, it mimicked or morphed into the shape of one of the sea divers. And then by the time they realized that it wasn't who they thought it was, it had killed one of the team members. It bit his head off. Now, long story short, they had another diver who ended up getting in a fight with this Organism 46B. And this particular diver, I think it was a female, she had a hatchet, and she ended up chopping one of the limbs of the octopus. She ended up chopping it off. Now, when they had went back up, or on the something about they had when they ascended back up out of the hole, later that night they were like sleep. They were sleeping or camping out, and they say that the decapitated limb from this octopus, it slithered up on the banks of where they was camping at, and it strangled the person to death who chopped the limb off of this octopus. Now, I don't know how true this story is. You can research it for yourself. The name of this octopus was Organism. Only thing you have to do, type in Organism 46B in the YouTube search. Type in Organism 46B, 46-B, Organism 46-B, and it'll tell you the story. Now, I don't know how real this is, but I'm saying all of that to say it's things in nature that is very smart, that it can mimic and morph into something that you would think is real. It can fake reality. You get what I'm saying? Because number one, reality is what you perceive to be real. That don't necessarily make it reality. Reality is what you perceive to be real, measured through a limited consciousness. That's what reality is. So this HPB realm can very well be just a spider web. And because we are humans, they have to do a little more to trick us, because we got highly developed souls. So they got to do a little more to trick people with souls, because we too intellectual to just fall for a cheese on a mousetrap trick. See, a deception like that, it would be too easy. So what they had to do was create something on a grand scale, something that connected your emotions and your feelings and my high school sweetheart. It injected all of those things, all of the components that make up you, like your feelings, your emotions, your desires. It hooked up the HPB realm to all of those things that comprises your person, of who you are, your desires and all of that good stuff. And what it did, it created other people to give it purpose. You see? You ever heard the saying, monkeys see, monkey do? Humans are the same way. I don't know why they say monkeys see, monkeys do. Like monkeys are lower when it comes to that. Because humans see, humans do. The same apply to human beings. You see, when you take away the word human and you see an ape and a human, you're basically looking at the same thing. Warm-blooded, have sex, give birth to live offspring, same thing. Okay? So, having said all of that, the HPB realm is more advanced, because a human got more cognitive ability and more intellectual prowess, to where we can learn how to unlock a cage. So they couldn't lock us up like zoo animals. You get what I'm saying? We would figure how to break out of a cage eventually. So it had to be deeper than that. So like I told y'all in that other video, they used an illusion of freedom in one sense to lock you in. Remember, I told you about how space Open space gives the illusion of freedom, but that's not true. You see, when it comes to locking up a soul, they can give you all of the space in the world, all of the space in the universe. But if your soul is still connected to the HPB concepts, you are not free. If you put an ant in the middle of a city the size of New York and put a fence around New York, and then you name New York Ant Colony Prison, and you lock up an ant, that ant is not going to feel locked up, even though you saying it's locked up, because it got all of that room to wander around in. It can still do the same things. It can still dig tunnels under the ground. So that's the same thing that they've done to us. They've put us in environments, and they've even created prisons, actual smaller capacity holding cells, basically creating an illusion of a prison within an already prison of open space, to make you think that the smaller prison is the real prison, while all the while not realizing that this open space prison itself is a prison. But you don't realize it because you're walking around, you're going shopping, not realizing in all of that, you are shopping under somebody's unnatural concept of money. But you have brought into it. Everybody has brought into it. Why? Because humans see, human do. Humans copy other humans. I'm going to give y'all a story. I remember when I was a kid, I remember being in the back seat. I had no concept of money. So when my mother, when I would ride with her to like Wendy's or McDonald's or somewhere like that, when she would roll the window down and hand people money and stuff, I really didn't even know what that meant. I had no concept of counting money or any of that. Only thing I was waiting for was her to hand the bag to me and tell me don't eat messy. Eat, be careful. It's hot. That's the only thing I remember. But eventually, you catch on to what's taking place. You learn about what it is that you are looking at. And then you start participating in it. You see, something is not unnatural to a person when you are raised up in the unnatural. I repeat, something is not unnatural to a person when you are raised up in the unnatural. And what happens is the unnatural is not questioned because you've been raised up in it all of your life. For instance, it's not natural to even have pets. So I was on YouTube and I seen somebody had a pet fox. A fox. They had a fox on a leash. Somebody else had a puma, a wild cat on a leash, a puma, acting like it was a house cat. The most unnatural thing that you could ever see. But I said to myself, it only looks unnatural because most of our life, we were always told that dogs and cats are house pets. So to see somebody walking a fox down the street, it seems unnatural. It's an anomaly. But if you grew up seeing people walking their fox down the street, then guess what? You wouldn't think twice about it. Because your mind, just like that animal, would have been just as domesticated as that domesticated animal. You get what I'm saying? So I'm saying all this to say this intricate, highly developed spider web, see, they don't make you feel sticky, like you sticked against something. They've realized that if you make a person feel restrained, they will fight against it. You see, when you see a spider, when a spider catches its prey, the prey feels restrained, so it fights against it. It fights against it. The HPB Realm spider web is a notch above how an ordinary spider builds a web. This HPB Realm is designed to make you feel free. So basically you can say it's made of a thinner, unsticky spider web substance. See, the HPB Realm, it's a spider web that's spun around your conscience, your conscious perception of things. Like I was telling you, that's why when you engage with HPBs, you can lose yourself and end up in their web of deception. Before you know it, you will be swallowed up. You'll be swallowed up. So this thing is more like an invisible spider web, a spider house that we live in. You see, I'm looking at people, they wondering. So that's what I was thinking when I was in that store, man. Like, these people, they are designed to make you like the things we've spoke about, like the illusion of same, the illusion of difference. All of that is the spider web. All of that is the spider web. You walk by a person, he just as dead as a mannequin, just as dead as a Christmas decoration of Jesus and the three wise men. You know how on Christmas time they got them little figurines standing up in people's yards. You walk past a human being, they just as dead as those figurines. You walking around. See, literally, man, we walking around by ourselves. Because if you're in a room full of dead people, the human prison bar realm, it uses these dead people to make you feel like you are not in a prison. You in a shopping center with a bunch of people walking around. So you're not in there by yourself. But the reality is, we with souls, we are in here by ourselves. That's why you always feeling by yourself. Because you are by yourself. They do not connect with you because they are the human prison bars. You see, you can't talk to them about anything. Just like if they had you in an actual cell, the bar surrounding your cell, you would feel alone because you can't talk to the bars. The only difference is the human prison bar realm, it makes those bars seem like it's real. But really, they just human prison bars. They walking around you, keeping you in check, making sure you don't do this. They the ones who put restrictions on you. They are bars that are animated so they don't appear to look like regular prison bars. That's the concept of the human prison bar thing. That's what it really means. Animated bars of a prison that are animated and brought to life. But in reality, They are the ones who keep the order, the status quo. They keep it at a certain level. That's what the human prison bar, that's what it's all about. So when you have children, the human prison bars, they're not going to let them go but so far. You're not going to do your own thing. You're going to come into this world and you're going to spend money. You're going to stop at the red light. You're going to accept the LGBTQ community. You're going to do all of that. And if you don't, we're going to take away your livelihood. We're going to take away your ability to work. You are going to sell your soul out to us if you want to survive, if you want to eat, if you want to drive that fancy car, if you want popularity, if you want to live in that mansion. See, it's an exchange. That's what it's about. But they need us to survive. It's parasitical in nature. What good is a prison without any inmates? That's what it's about. They need us to make this thing go round and round. It's just that most of the inmates haven't figured that out. And they're not going to figure it out. See, the human prison bar reality is it's a no man's land. You don't have no friends in the human prison bar realm. The only friend you have is the information that can guide you. You don't have no friends. Now, somebody asked a good question, and I'm going to end this video because it's kind of getting lengthy. Somebody asked a question, and basically what I'm saying is answering that question. I don't remember who it was. You can leave your name in the comment section below. They asked a question and it was very clever. They said, does everybody live in their own bubble? Like, basically what they were saying was, do I got an individual human prison bar reality and another person has a individual human prison bar reality? The answer to that question is yes. The answer to that question is yes. Because a prison is made up of cells. So you can even use the law of exceedings to answer that question. Yes, your body is made up of cells, but they work as a unit. They are cells that work as a unit. But everybody, every one of us, no matter what race you are, no matter what your sexual orientation, no matter your gender, everybody... Oh, I didn't mean to say that sexual orientation stuff. I know you're like, what in the world? I meant to say no matter what your gender or no matter what your race is, you will be faced with your own trials and tribulations inside of the human prison bar realm. Now, it's a collective to it. But remember, everybody has their story of their life written inside of your DNA. So your DNA, it just don't tell the story of what color your eyes will be, what texture of hair you will have, how tall you will be. It doesn't even, it doesn't just say that. Your DNA writes the story of your life. Where will this person be born? It's in your DNA. That's right. What school will this particular person go to? It's in your DNA. You know why? Because in a prison, they assign you what you're going to do. They assign you the prison uniform. They give you the serial number. They tell you what cell you're going to sleep in. They tell you how many days, how many times a day you're going to eat. So it's already in a prison, in an HPB realm, everything is assigned to you. Your life story is assigned to you. Look, y'all, some of this stuff is going to get real deep, and it goes into a lot of stuff that I've written already in the book. I don't want to give out everything right now. And also, video is getting kind of long. Now it's turned into like a live stream. It's gonna be a long time trying to edit this. So to prevent that, I'm gonna cut this video right here. Basically, y'all get what I was saying. Like, this is an intricate form of a spider web. Okay, I can keep going on and on and on, but that concludes this video for today. Tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. This is Left Side of the Brain. Like, share, and subscribe. And like always, Jaguars up, HPB's down, and this is Left Side of the Brain. Signing off.